Welcome to the Old Time Radio Westerns. I'm your host, Andrew Rhines, and I'm excited to bring you another episode absolutely free. This is one of over 80 episodes released monthly for your enjoyment. Now, let's get into this episode.
A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver, the Lone Ranger. With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early western United States. Nowhere in the pages of history can one find a greater champion of justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come on, Silver. Let's go, big fellow. Hi-Yo Silver!
Russ Winder and his gang of outlaws were notorious throughout the Southwest Territory. Hardly a week went by that reports of robberies or killings by the gang didn't come in. For instance, the stage from Pecos to Dry Rock was stopped and robbed of a big gold shipment.
With you up here on the seat as guard, and the deputy riding in the coach with that widow lady, I reckon we're plenty safe from outlaws, Hank.
Reckon we are at that. Say, did you notice how that widow sits in the corner of the coach with that black veil pulled down? Deputy ain't been able to get her to say a word.
I guess she doesn't like that deputy's looks.
Yeah, maybe that's it. He finally give up trying to talk to her.
She's a little too hefty looking for my taste, anyway.
Yeah, she looks like she could lift a horse. You notice the last time we stopped, she... Holy mackerel, here come a gang of outlaws.
Get up there! Get up there! Why don't that deputy do some shooting? By thunder, his page or I'll plug you.
The driver looked back and saw the so-called widow leaning out of the coach window holding a gun.
Hank, she ain't a widow. I mean, it's a man. Ho there. Ho.
Good work, Russ. Keep mine out.
Oh, you should have seen the expression on that deputy's face.
What do you mean?
When the sleeping widow suddenly grabbed his gun and hit him on the head.
Well, I'll be doggone.
Well, that face of yours makes up real pretty as a woman, Russ. But I gotta admit, you look a little hefty in that black dress.
Now, I'll get this female garb off right now. Get busy and get that cash box, fellas.
Here, we brought your horse along, Russ. It's a slick idea of yours to ride the stage in that get-up.
Russ Winder wasn't a Ted show actor for nothing, Spike. I got good experience at making up like somebody else, but I didn't get much cash in those days.
Russ Winder, the outlaw leader. Holy smoke.
That's right, mister. Now get that stage away from here pronto. Go on.
Sure. Get up there. Come on, get up.
Another time, Russ used an ingenious method to rob a bank. He arrived in Redville on the train.
Hey, look at that hombre getting off. He's wearing striped pants, a cutaway coat, and a beaver hat.
Yeah. He must be somebody important. Look, he's heading right toward us, Sheriff.
I beg your pardon, gentlemen.
Perhaps you'll give me some information.
Howdy, mister. Glad to accommodate you.
Why, sure. I'm the head of a large company, Sheriff. We'll have payrolls to safeguard if we move into Redville. Is the bank here a responsible one?
Sure is, sir. They handle mining company payroll, besides having other big depositors around here. We've got some mighty rich ranchers in this section.
Fine. Who is your local banker, Sheriff?
Edward Jarrell. Mighty fine man, too.
Edward Jarrell. Good. I'll go to the bank and have a talk with him. Thank you very much for your information. Good day, gentlemen.
Good
Bye,
day.
mister.
Say, now, he's sure mighty nice. It'd mean a lot to Redville to have him and his company located here, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, let's board the train, go through the cars. Might see somebody suspicious aboard. Come on.
Right.
The fashionably dressed man was Russ Winder, once more using his ability as an actor. He entered the Redville Bank and was quickly shown to Mr. Jarrow's office. After a few minutes of conversation, the banker was impressed by the stranger who had given the name of Winston Russ. The banker, Jarrow, was saying,
Of course, Mr. Russ. We'll be most happy to have your account here. Redville's a fine town, mighty fine.
So I've been told, Mr. Jarrow.
Just what is the business you're bringing here, sir? Perhaps I'll be able to...
We're ready, Russ.
Good. All right, Jarrow. This gun says you're going out there and open the vault and make it fast.
I don't understand.
Get up and do as you're told. This is a holdup.
A hold-up? Good heavens.
Come on, get moving.
Russ and his gang easily cleaned out the Redville Bank and made their escape on horses waiting behind the building. The news of Winder's clever robberies spread like wildfire. It was a few days after the bank robbery when the Lone Ranger and Tonto rode the trail toward Dry Rock.
That fellow Winder is clever, Tonto.
That's right.
From the report the Padre gave us about him, he used to be an actor. To accomplish the last two robberies, he posed first as a woman on the stage, then as a smooth businessman. Both robberies, he and his gang were very successful.
Him plenty clever with disguise, seem like.
Yes, I know. They say the gang headed down this way after the Redville bank robbery. We'll make camp near Dry Rock. Then we'll try to get a line on Winder and his men.
How you think we able to do that, Senor Santos?
We'll try to work out a plan after we pitch camp, Tonto. Let's hurry so we'll be settled before sunset. Come on, Silver.
Come on, stop.
After making camp, the Lone Ranger and Tonto discussed various plans for bringing Russ Winder into the open. Finally, the masked man said,
There's one thing I've learned from the newspapers that may help us see through any disguise Winder might use, Tonto.
What that?
Among other things, actors have a superstition about whistling in the dressing room. The news item pointed out that Winder has that superstition strongly. I have a feeling that he'd show some reaction if he heard whistling indoors, no matter where it might be. It might be the means of exposing Winder. He's present somewhere in disguise.
That's right.
I'll try most anything to get a line on Winder and his gang. To terrorize this territory to such an extent that settlers are afraid to come here. The West is to grow, it needs many more people.
That's right. Winder and gang not good for West.
That's why we'll continue searching until we find them. I'll disguise myself as a cowpoke, Tonto. Then tonight we'll go to town and look around.
Removing his mask, the Lone Ranger carefully disguised himself as a cowpoke. Then he and Tonto left their camp and rode to town. Leaving Silver and Scout in the shadows, they went to the cafe. The two men went to a secluded table in the rear of the cafe, where they sat having coffee while they looked over the crowd and listened to the conversations about them. The Lone Ranger seemed interested in what one man was saying to a nearby group.
Listen, Tonto.
Won't take any chances. I telegraphed to Redville to the express office over there. Told them to send someone to act as an extra guard on the stage run from here to Pecos tomorrow.
Hey, you must be carrying a gold shipment or something valuable, aren't you?
Oh, I'm not saying. I'll feel better with the extra guard on the stage.
Know who's coming to take the job?
No, we have a paper from the express agent there identifying him. Doggone it, since that outlaw Winder pulled that stunt of riding my stage dressed like a female, I've been suspicious of everybody who rides the stage.
He sure pulled a fast one on you, all right.
Well, reckon I'll go get some sleep. I'll be starting a long run at 10 in the morning. See you all again soon.
Yeah.
So long.
All right, let's go, Tonto. I want to come here in the morning and check that stage before it leaves.
It was later that night when a horseman pulled to a halt in front of a hidden shack in the hills near Dry Rock.
Hold there. Hold now. Easy.
Russ Winder and three other men looked up as the man spoke.
Hey, Russ, I heard something in town.
What did you hear?
The stage is leaving at 10 in the morning. Some sort of a valuable shipment. Driver was gabbing in the cafe. He said they'd sent to Redville for a fella to be an extra guard. The fella they sent for is riding over sometime tonight, I reckon. He'll bring a letter to identify him.
I'd be risky to tackle that stage with two guards to shoot at us.
I figure it's worth going after, men.
You can't ride the stage fixed up like someone else this time, Russ. They'd be mighty suspicious of all passengers.
You gotta be careful.
Now, I have an idea.
What is it, Russ?
Just this, Bill. You and Spike get your horses and go watch the trail from Redville.
What for?
When that extra guard comes along, get the drop on him and bring him here.
If he doesn't show up, they'll get someone else, maybe.
The extra guard will show up, don't worry. Now get going, and be sure to get that hombre.
Spike and Bill, the two outlaws, waited for some time behind some boulders along the trail.
Maybe that hombre already went by, Bill.
I hope not. If he has, Russ will be plenty sore.
You can't blame us for that.
Well, you know how he is.
Listen, Bill. I hear somebody coming now.
Yeah, I do too. Get your gun ready.
There he is. I'll shoot over his head as a warning. Reach, mister, and don't move. Come on, Bill. Get up.
Hey, hold on. Wait.
Keep your hands away from those holsters, mister.
Don't get any ideas about making a fast move.
I said reach.
All right. My hands are up. This a hold-up?
No. Take his gun, Bill.
Right. I got it.
Now, listen, I've got nothing worth stealing.
We're not planning to steal anything. If you do as you're told, you won't get hurt.
But if this isn't a hold-up, what's the idea of stopping me like this? I don't know you fellas. You've stopped the wrong man. I've got important business to take care of in Dry Rock.
Not so fast. Where you coming from?
Redville. Now, look, boys, you must be looking for someone else. Put those guns away and we'll forget the whole thing.
So you're from Redville, huh?
Heading for Dry Rock.
That's right.
What's
Now,
your business in Dry Rock, mister?
Well, it's confidential.
Cut the jaw on, Spike. This is the gent we want.
No, you're wrong. I tell you,
You're
I'm
coming
not...
with us, mister.
What for?
You'll find out when we get to the shack.
Check. What check? Now, what's this all about? You can't get away with a trick like
Never
this.
mind that. Right ahead of us, mister. Be careful you don't try anything funny.
But I tell
Get
you...
going.
All right. Get up, come on.
Get up.
Get on it, get up.
Oh, yeah, boy. All right, come on, get down. Walk ahead of it.
Within a short time, the two outlaws reached the hideout shack with their prisoner.
Here he is, Russ.
Who are these hombres? What's the idea of bringing me here like this?
You'll find out in a minute. Search him, Bill.
Sure. There's a paper, Russ.
Maybe that's what I want. Give it to me. Yeah, this is it. This identifies the bearer, James Gooding, as a regularly employed guard for the Wells Fargo Express Company. This is signed by the express agent at Redville. It'll be all I need, along with his wallet.
Here's his wallet. There's no cash in it.
But it's got enough to identify him as James Wooding. Take him in the back room, fellas. Tie him and gag him, then put him on the cot in there.
Come on, you.
I don't figure what this is all about.
And I'll tell you. In the morning, I'll disguise myself, use your clothes and horse, and ride into Dry Rock. These papers will show I'm the guard they're expecting. I'll ride the stage, and then we'll be all set when my gang holds up the stage at Narrow Pass.
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger adventure. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments. Now to continue. Early the following morning, the outlaw leader, Russ Winder, who planned to take the place of the extra guard on the stage, carefully changed his appearance, then headed for the express office in town. Meanwhile, the Lone Ranger, still disguised as a cowpoke, left his camp with Tonto, and they too rode toward Dry Rock. As they moved along the trail, Tonto was saying,
What you plan do, Kimasabi?
Before any stage leaves, Tonto, the driver, guards, and any passengers usually gather in the express office, check baggage, tickets, and so on.
That's right.
I'll go in there and look around. Winder's planning to ride that stage as a passenger. I may be able to identify him.
Not so easy, maybe.
He's superstitious about whistling indoors, remember?
Me remember that.
Want to get there in plenty of time. Come on, Silver.
Come on, Scout.
Russ Winder arrived in Dry Rock and entered the express office.
Something for you, mister?
You the express agent?
That's right.
I was sent over from Redville. I was told to give you this.
Oh, yeah. You're the extra guard, huh?
Uh-huh.
You sure you're James Goody?
Well, that's the name I go by. Here's my wallet with some stuff in it to identify me.
Uh-huh. Let's see. All right, Jim. There's lots of time before the stage leaves. You want to go out for coffee?
All right. See you later.
As the time approached for the departure of the stage, the driver with Russ and the regular guard were in the express office, listening to instructions from the agent.
Now, I'll tell you what you're taking to Pecos. It's a $10,000 shipment of gold from the bank.
Jiminy, no wonder you wanted 2 guards this trip.
And the men from the bank have already brought the shipment. That's it over there in that big box. Now, take it out the stage at the last minute. And both you guards keep your eyes open and your guns ready. Understand?
Right.
Don't seem like we're going to have any passengers this trip. I'm glad of that. They'd make me nervous.
Well, unless somebody comes in at the last minute, you won't have any passengers. In that case, I suggest you put the shipment in the coach and let Jim Gooding right in there with it.
All right?
That suits me fine.
Here comes the cowpoke. Maybe he's going to take the trip.
Hey, you figuring on riding the stage to Pecos, mister?
Nope, I was expecting someone else to take the trip, though. Maybe he changed his mind.
Well, we haven't sold any tickets so far for the trip. Your friend's going on this stage. You better get here soon or you'll miss it.
Yes, looks that way. I'll wait around a short time and see if he shows up.
Hey, cut out that whistling.
Sorry, mister. Didn't know my whistling would upset anybody.
Well, I just don't like whistling, that's all.
Maybe you better wait outside. We got business to attend to in here.
Just as you say. I don't mind waiting outside, mister.
Now, you boys understand this. I don't want to say it over again. I want to...
Quickly, the Lone Ranger left the express office and went between the buildings to a grove where Tonto waited with the horses.
Did you find out something, Kimasabi?
Yes, something very surprising. When I whistled in there, the extra stage guard flared up and told me to stop. He's a man who supposedly came over from Redville.
You think maybe him Russ Winder?
I don't know, but it's possible.
And what we do?
We'll ride the trail the stage will take. That man is Winder. He'll have his gang waiting to help in the holdup.
But we not able to fight gang alone.
No, that's true. Here, Tonto. Take this silver bullet and go to the sheriff. Tell him who we are. I think he'll come to help. Suggest that he and his men follow the stage at a safe distance. Then, if anything happens, we'll be on hand.
Me go now. Take silver bullet to sheriff. Then we meet at edge of town. Easy, Scott. Easy, fella. Do not scout.
Tonto brought his horse to a halt in front of the hitch rail across from the sheriff's office.
Hi there, Injun. You looking for someone?
Me look for sheriff.
You're talking to him. What can I do for you?
Me Tonto.
I'm pleased to meet you.
A friend send me. Him say, give you this.
Yeah? What's your friend's name?
You take bullet.
Bullet, eh? Well, Injun, this bullet appears to be made of silver.
That's right.
Silver bullet. And your name's Tonto? You didn't tell me your friend's name.
Him called Lone Ranger.
Yes, that's what I thought. What's he want me to do?
Him say you get posse, follow stage.
Follow behind the stage?
That's right. But you keep out of sight. Better stage guard not know you follow him.
That's what he wants me to do, eh? Does he figure the stage will run into trouble?
Him say you follow stage. Be close if trouble happen.
All right, Tonto, that's good enough for me. I'll get busy rounding up a posse, and you can count on us to do as a masked man asks.
That's good.
Hey, say, wait a minute. Where you going?
Me go meet that friend. Tell him you'll be the man.
Hold on a minute. You forgot something. You forgot to take the bullet back. When you figure it, that masked man sent the bullet to me. That means I can keep it. You doggone, I never thought that. Great day in the morning, what am I wasting time for? I got work to do. Hey, Pete, Ward! Come out here on the double. We got a job to do.
After going to the sheriff, Tonto met the Lone Ranger, and the two men started along the trail from town. Finally, they entered Narrow Pass, and as they rode by some large boulders, the great horse Silver whinnied.
Easy, Silver, easy.
Silver give warning, maybe.
Yes. I saw the tips of a horse's ears behind those boulders. Don't look that way, just keep riding.
Then what we do?
The trail bends as it leaves this pass. We'll go around the bend and wait. When the stage enters the pass, we'll go into action. Come on, Silver.
Come up, Scout.
Behind the boulders, the four outlaws watched the Lone Ranger and Tonto riding past. Spike muttered in a low voice.
There go a couple of hombres. Now be quiet and keep hidden, fellas.
Right, Spike. Better have our guns ready in case they find out we're waiting here.
No. We're going straight on. There's nothing to worry about.
Hey, Spike. Funny that cowpoke's riding with an Indian.
That's his business if he wants to ride with a redskin. As long as they keep riding, that's all I care about.
They're around in the bend going out of sight now.
Good. The stage ought to be coming along any minute.
They'll sure get a surprise when they find the extra guard is really Russ Winder.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, look. The stage is just coming into the pass.
This is it, boys. Get to your horses and have your guns ready.
Right. Steady.
Now, as soon as it gets opposite these boulders, we'll ride out.
There it is. You see Russ leaning out the coach window waving.
All right, let's go. Yeah, get up!
Jimmy, that extra guy must have took a bullet.
Yeah, he never fired a shot.
Hold on here.
Shipment is inside the coach, boys.
Hey, I don't savvy.
Well, looks like we meet again. Last time we nicked that guard with a bullet. He's luckier this time.
You must be Russ Winder.
Right. Spike, you and the others get that gold out of the coach. I'll cover these two.
Sure.
All right. Holy mackerel, it comes a pot.
Hit Leather and try to fight him off.
Here, we brushed your horse.
Easy, boy.
Now give it to him. We'll make her get away the other end of the pass.
Wait. There comes a couple of hombres that way.
As the posse rode up behind the stage, the Lone Ranger, who had put on his mask, charged from in front with Tonto, their guns blazing.
Let's count.
Russ and Spike turned to meet the new threat as the mighty Silver and the Big Paint galloped toward them.
Masked hombre. I'll cut him down. Quiet.
As Russ, wounded in the shoulder, fell from his horse, Spike dropped his gun and raised his hands when he saw that the sheriff and his men had rounded up the rest of the gang.
I dropped my gun.
Well, we got 'em red-handed, all 5 of them. Say, you're the masked man that redskin told me about, I reckon.
That's right. This is the Russ Winder gang. The man I suspected as Winder is there on the ground. He was posing as the extra guard.
Oh, I see. Well, it'll be tough for him since they must have killed the real Jim Gooding.
No, he's alive in our hideout shack.
Well, I'm sure glad to hear that. But we'll all hang just the same. There are plenty of murder charges against this gang.
Looks like Winder isn't as smart as he thought he was after all.
What I can't figure is how you found out about the holdup, Sheriff. We sure was glad to see that posse riding into the pass.
We could have got away if it hadn't been for that masked man and Indian.
Yep, and if it hadn't been for them, you would have succeeded in this holdup, too.
Doggone it, Russ, you said your plan was foolproof. I admit no one would ever recognize you with that disguise you fixed, but you must have slipped up somewhere.
I was sure everything was all set. I don't see how it was messed up. I never saw that masked hombre before.
Oh, listen.
That whistle, that tune. The hombre who came into the express office whistled just like that. He must have tipped you off about me.
Yes, that's right. I always worked with him.
He did it on purpose. He found out somehow that I was superstitious about whistling indoors.
That's right, Winder. Your superstition gave you away.
Well, I'll be hog-tied. What do you know about that? In, we'll go get Gooding before we return to town.
Half an hour right on the Pecos from here, Sheriff.
Well, thanks for what you did, mister. I'm sure glad the Indian brought me the silver bullet so as I could see you in action. Man alive, it sure was worth seeing.
Thanks, Sheriff. Come this way again someday. All right, let's go, Tonto. Adios.
Adios.
Let's go. I still don't see how that masked man was clever enough to
He's clever, all right, Winder. Too clever for the likes of you, in spite of all your play acting. Yep, it took the Lone Ranger to bring down the curtain on your last appearance.
Holy mackerel. So he's the Lone Ranger.
This is a feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated, created by George W. Trendle, produced by Trendle Campbell Enterprises, directed by Charles D. Livingston, and edited by Fran Stryker. The part of the Lone Ranger is played by Brace Beamer.
This has been a presentation of OTRWesterns.com, and we hope you enjoyed. Please take some time to like and rate this episode within your favorite podcast application. Follow us on Facebook by going to OTRWesterns.com/Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel by going to OTRWesterns.com/YouTube. Become one of our ranch hands and unlock some exclusive content. We want to thank our most recent ranch hands, Steve, Technogod, and Craig, who joined us recently. You too can join by going to OTRWesterns.com/donate. Send us an email, podcast@OTRWesterns.com, and you can call and leave us a voicemail, 707-986-8739. This episode is copyrighted under the attribution non-commercial share-alike copyright. For more information, go to OTRWesterns.com/copyright. Have a great day, and thanks for listening.